Hello everyone, and welcome to the third episode of My Thoughts On, where I talk about, well, my thoughts on a subject involving anything gaming related. Well, not exactly this time. I need to break away a little bit and traverse into more dangerous territory for this one. I actually did not want to do a subject like this, but I think based on recent happenings, I just can't keep quiet over it any longer. Now, last time, I effectively ripped into how I felt about the Nintendo Switch as it is, and I actually did get some feedback who agreed with me in some areas that I covered. I don't think that's going to repeat here, and I might actually offend some people by doing this, but if that's what it takes to get a point across these days, then I'll take that risk. But note that it is not intentional that I'm trying to offend anyone here. People these days get triggered over the dumbest reasons regardless of intent, which is pretty sad. Finally, in order to do this, I'll have to semi-break my gaming-focused rule for this, and hope I never have to again. To start, I'm going to quickly state something so you all sort of understand what is driving me to do this. I'm not exactly a supporter of hating. In fact, I'm the opposite. What I usually hate is when others are hating on something or someone. This is one of my main reasons for doing this, because the amount of hating I've been seeing has gone way up for quite some time. The excuses people have for hating are getting dumber too, and I've pretty much tolerated it for too long. Now, I'm not saying you're not allowed to dislike something. Everyone has things they like or hate. That is not what's grinding my gears here. It's how people are behaving and acting over what they hate that I've had enough with. Alright, I think by now I've put it off long enough. I'm referring to some certain movies coming out this year, and why I think the current reception with them is undeserved, unjustified, and I think just straight up biased. I can't pull video footage from their trailers due to copyright reasons, and I don't believe I need them, although I may choose to use pics if I feel it helps. I'll probably also use some exaggerations too, so you get how I feel over the subject. If you haven't guessed or could tell by the thumbnail, I'm talking about the Sonic and Detective Pikachu movies here, the latter of which is already out by now. I was tempted to include the Aladdin movie as well to further express my point since I did like the trailer for it, but these two are based on gaming franchises, so that's as far as I'll make an exception. So, straight up summary here based on current stuff. I don't hate it. That's right, I don't hate the Sonic movie. I'm not a hater like all of you are. Honestly, I don't hate either movie, but I'm focusing on what I've been raised with since I was 3, and that's the blue bot-bashing Speedy Spinner himself. In fact, I'm going to give a more positive review about the trailer, and say that it does its job on the whole concept of what would Sonic look like in real life, and how people will react to seeing a real-life anthropomorphic animal. Paramount already stated that the movie is part comedy, so we know we're going to get some of those really dumb moments too. Some in particular are when Robotnik appears and mouths off the commander of the camp for one. And I believe that's how our mad mechanical mastermind, sorry for the bad alliteration there, is going to be addressed in the movie. And then there's that really awkward moment when Sonic is hiding inside the duffel bag too. Those trying to hide something moments, I never like those ones no matter who or what does it, so not really a fave moment there. Oh yeah, and there's Sonic getting tranquilized too. That gave me a bit of a chuckle. But at the end of the trailer, where Robotnik pretty much puts on the goggles and was wearing the Eggman-like outfit, I nearly wet myself laughing there, seeing him pretty much becoming the Eggman. Going away from the comedy parts to the action, watching how Sonic battles in the movie still stays true to his origins. He runs fast, spin jumps and dashes, with an amazing blue electric effect that I'd love to see implemented in future games too. Please, SEGA, add that effect to your next modern game. And he also wrecks robots sent after him. Rings are involved too, and they also let Sonic think with portals. I could think of more, but I find those to be the most notable moments so far. But really, all I hear everyone throwing tantrums over is stuff like the change in voice actor to Ben Schwartz, who voices for other blue-focused characters like Dewey Duck in the current DuckTales, and Leo in Rise of the TMNT. But obviously, more of the hate is going towards the design change, which really isn't too bad. He's blue, he's spiky, he has red shoes, and he's anthropomorphic. I can't say that I'm into the design myself, although on the official movie poster, he does look pretty epic. But I'm staying in the gray area on this one and not picking any sides here. I don't hate it, but I'm not into it, I'm basically accepting it instead of bullying Paramount and SEGA over it like everyone else is. This is what really makes me hate other gamers or media-obsessed people. It's their behavior towards choices made by creators and content revealed to them regardless of reasons. I mean, why target Sonic so much? He's a hedgehog, not a scapegoat. And it ain't way past cool to treat him like one. I mean, do you see anyone throwing a fit over Pikachu with a more manly voice? Or saying hell during that cage match? Heck, do you see anyone complaining that Pikachu's eyes have actual white sclera? What about it not being about training and battling, since in the movie they have Pokemon battles banned in Rhyme City? You know, the movie doing things not about the core focus of the franchise. This here is where I'm calling everyone out on being straight up biased. And it is incredibly stupid. Disclaimer, I'm not trying to hate on Detective Pikachu here. I'm just using it as an example. And to drive the point further here, and I'd actually like it if someone who does see this, go to the share button below the video, copy the link with the start at option checked for this time here, and link this video to the guy who tweeted about changing Sonic's movie design. I have a message that I hope they hear, but probably won't, but I'm going to say it anyway. They're making a video for one of the most iconic gaming characters out there, but also for one of the absolute worst, most toxic fandoms to exist, and no matter what is done to make the movie the best they want it to be, which I really encourage the effort they're putting into the movie, this fandom is so bad and so divided that most will go out of their way to pick apart any tiny detail and use it as an excuse to hate on it. You could even go as far as, say, using the modern Sonic model as seen in the games instead of a more realistic look, and people will still rip into it. Trying to give this garbage fan base what it wants will do nothing. It's not Paramount or Sega's fault, it's the fan bases. They just refuse to accept anything that takes the blue blur in a different direction. Most act no better than pretty much similar to schoolyard bullies at this point, having nothing better to do than hate. Even with the upcoming design change they're doing, no thanks to all that harassment everyone gave Paramount, they'll still use that to hate on the movie, and they'll never let them live it down. Okay, I know I said some pretty strong stuff there, but really, can you blame me? Fandoms just straight up suck these days, and often ruin the enjoyment of what you want to watch, or play, or get involved with. And I'm not talking just for Sonic. I'm talking for pretty much any form of media. So many who are online these days just act out with barely any thought behind their actions, or act like they know better, which they really shouldn't. Last I remember, you people aren't the owners or creators of the content you target. You may think you have influence, but ultimately, it's the owners who choose what to do with their stuff, not all of you. I know this is going a little off topic now, I'm sorry, but I feel it's better I do it here than in its own video. After this bit here, I think I'll have said my piece. It's how I've seen some who behave like they think they should own or dictate how the content they're into is made, or how they act out when something is done in a way that they don't like. The messages you basically send out by doing said actions, the way those messages are sent. That's only gonna hurt what you once enjoyed or do enjoy still. In today's media, your actions and words can practically end up as weapons that can hurt if used in an aggressive or hateful manner, instead of as tools that could help make things become better. You send the wrong signals, push the wrong buttons. And if anything, it's all of you who are the real reasons why various medias like shows, games, stories, etc. turn out as bad in your views. One day, you might all finally push things too far, and what content owners will do in response will be what you really deserve instead of what you want. It can happen. In fact, and this will most likely be my last shot fired at the community in this video, but one thing I would love to see is that instead of Paramount giving you all what you wanted and complained over, they pull the biggest troll move by redesigning Sonic with more realistic Hedgehog-like features, or make him look even more unlike Sonic, try to pass it off as the official redesign, and pretty much tell everyone that they wanted a redesign, so they gave them what they asked for. Then let them ride for a bit until they admit they trolled them on purpose. I think that would send a message that the community really, really needs to grow up and stop acting worse than spoiled children. Twist their words in hate and use it against them. But that's just me and my desire to show that what people do or say can come back and really bite them in the ass if they keep it up. With that, I think I've made my point. Hopefully. Probably not. I know this trailed off a bit from the original intent, but this was a really stressful topic to do, and I felt I couldn't hold it back any longer. But I did try to not lose myself and fly into a rage over it, as that would help to convey the point I'm trying to make with this. I am also seriously not looking forward to the comments if I get any on this video. I might even decide to disable them if people end up getting too toxic over this, which I'm sure there will be at least one. Now, I really want to see all of these movies succeed, but I don't see harassing the developers, or worse, being the way to do it. I also want future games to do good too, but they'll only become good if the ones buying the games, and seeing the movies, aren't being spoiled, disrespectful man-children over them. I have to put up with one every day here, and even he agrees that humanity has regressed in maturity. But I'm not going any further into that. I just want to move on and look forward to what's coming next. Just like I'd rather do things with my content in my way, I hope that those companies who create content like games do things their way too, and that proper, respectful, and constructive feedback help to really bring out the potential in said content. So with that, if you feel I made some good points, hit that like button below. Or dislike if you're one of those people whose fan base I called out. Again, I'm not really trying to target or harass anyone, even if I kind of want to. For now, I've kind of abandoned Twitter as I don't really like that site anymore and it feels like it's become a toxic waste dump. My coffee is still active, although I don't think that's going to work either. But if you do donate at least once, then it's very much appreciated still, and it helps motivate me to do even better with my content. With all this finally vented out, thank you for watching. And if I do make another My Thoughts On, hopefully it will be on a more positive subject. Please understand that this is not a series I made in order to vent, it's to express and share, as well as expand my channel into more of a general gaming one than be strictly for Let's Plays. So if this video doesn't end up killing off my channel, in the next video, I'll have a bit of a surprise for you all. So look forward to that.